Hello, beautiful souls. It is Tuesday again, so time for Marie's Tuesday tip. Today's tip is all about emotions. And I'll be a little bit personal, not too much, but a little bit. Sometimes when we go through what's called heavy emotions, we just don't know how to get out of it. I'm sure you have, as well as I have, several times been going through the dark night of the soul. And the feeling of being in that dark black hole is really, really horrible. And I can only speak for me, but I know one of the most difficult times in my life was before, during, and after my divorce. And there were times when I thought, I'm not going to survive this. I can't take this any longer. The emotional state I was in. So Dr. David Hawkins, he has put together an emotional guidance ladder, if you like, which I will post in the comments because my computer skills still have some room for improvement, and I wanted to get it onto the screen here, but I couldn't. I tried and I tried. So I'll post it in the comment. And whenever we are in a dark space, and that dark space doesn't need to be the feeling of fear and grief and just total devastation. It can be something like discouragement, or we can feel really angry, or fear, whatever it is, anger, rage. Usually we have a lot of wonderful, loving, good friends. Why don't you do this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you? And we really, all we want is to feel that joy, to feel that ecstasy, the excitement, the feeling of pure love coming from our heart that we know somewhere is in there. And it's easy to make the mistake of reaching too far up. That's why this ladder, the emotional ladder, is so good. Because let's take an example. Let's say that you are full of hatred and rage. You can't go from hatred and rage straight up to joy. It doesn't work. You sort of have to climb step by step. So let's say that you reach for an emotion that is higher than hatred and rage. For example, blame. Blame has a higher frequency because Dr. Hawkins' ladder is all about frequencies. So blame has a higher frequency than hatred and rage. And it sort of makes sense. Let's say you are full of hatred and rage. It's nearly comforting to start blaming it on somebody else, although that is not the correct thing to do either, but it's nearly better than feeling hatred and rage. So what we're going to do, my tip for today, my Tuesday tip for today. Whenever you find yourself in any of the so-called negative emotions, I don't want to call them negative because it's all polarity, and we sort of need to go on that wave of up and down. Whenever you find yourself in a dip, rather than being annoyed, start off with owning that emotion, just accepting it. This is how I feel right now. This is my emotion right now. It's nothing to do with anybody else. It is in my system. What can I do to lift myself a little bit? So like I said, let's say it's to do with hatred and anger, or hatred and rage. Anger is a better feeling. Blame is a better feeling. Worry is a better feeling. You start worrying about the future. Fear is nearly the root cause of everything, in my opinion. you start worrying about the future. What will happen? What will I look like? What will people think of me? How will I ever get back? And then let's say that all of a sudden you go through a lot of emotions in between, but all of a sudden you're starting to see one little glimmer of light of hope. And you grab onto that. That's the next step. So you see what I mean? So today's tip is to be gentle and kind, own your emotions, and don't try and jump from a really, really low dip to sky high feeling of joy and excitement and empowerment, because it doesn't work. So I will post this emotional ladder, and yeah, I hope it helps you, and I hope it makes sense to you. So sending you lots and lots of love, and I see you next Tuesday. Bye.